Estamos en Mr. Quintero y la fotografía en la ciudad de Nueva York con Jimmy Webb. Él es un gran amigo que además tiene muchos años en la historia del rock. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm awesome. But I can answer it on a bigger level. Did Debbie Harry affect the history of how everybody looks with her blonde hair and her roots?
Okay.
And Steven Sprouse showing her in that zebra
I love Steven Sprouse.
Yes. Did the Ramones thing, I just did a big thing with Shot Leather, which we've been saying forever, was their 100th anniversary. Did that Ramones leather jacket affect history in a positive way?
Yes.
Absolutely, and will it last forever? Yes. Did Iggy and his pants...
Who is your favorite, for example, of the girls of the rock and roll?
Oh, nobody's ever asked me about a girl. Probably Debbie. I don't know why Debbie. Maybe because I have an affection
She's a powerful girl in the influence of.
I mean, she was gorgeous. You know what I mean? And absolutely beautiful. That blonde hair, those roots. That I don't care what I look like. See, she didn't care. She just did. Yeah, everybody's been there. Okay. Absolutely everybody. From Debbie Harry to the Ramones, they always have, and anybody that's still around does. My Chemical Romance, Green Day, Angelina Jolie, Nicolas Cage. We're doing Rock of Ages on Broadway, Cyndi Lauper. We just did the Madonna tour. Short for Lady Gaga, Beyonce. Her mom's amazing.
It's a kind of fashion, but it's not fashion. I think for me, it's a new classic. It's a kind of new...
Oh, it's what we're saying the same thing then. It's classic.
Exactly.
But if something
if
something is classic, like a Chanel suit, okay? My biggest fashion icon, as I always say, I'm pretty, to quote myself, is Iggy. And Iggy's naked all the time.
Exactly.
Which is the exact proof of what I'm saying, because fashion is the truth. That's why when those designers do it, it's amazing. And usually it's something a lot of them have taken from my experience from the street. I've seen uptown, I've seen downtown, I've seen in the corner of the ghetto. And they took it, or these dirty ass streets of St. Mark's Place, and took it all the way to a new level. You look at an Andy Warhol tranny, she's an inspiration for the future. That's still iconic today. The Candy Darlings, the Hollywood Lawns, Edie Sedgwick. So it was an era of an explosion of time that was incredible. We're talking about major designers. I'm looking at the designs, I'm like, oh, House 70s, House Studio 54.
Yes.
Did they do it spectacular in 2014? Absolutely, but it takes me back to a time that's amazing, absolutely amazing. The first time a Guess ad exploded in Times Square, very Brigitte Bardot, very sexy, only it's the 70s. It's amazing, it's classic, it's forever. The spirit is there, you can't take it away. Every bleached blonde with that Brigitte Bardot hair is gorgeous. Along comes Debbie Harry. I'm watching her sing and dance with that bleached hair and those roots and that beautiful face and that spirit and the fishnet stockings, just like an upgraded real deal version of a Andy Warhol hooker, only all woman, all spectacular.
Wow.
It's a moment in time that changes the world forever.
I'm sure.
Forever. Along comes the Ramones and punk rock kids with mohawks and little girls in leopard skirts and everything. It's forever, ever. There's me in my pillowcase and my clothes. On goes the safety pin. Not because I'm cool, because a safety pin feels just right. And I'm so damn poor, like Johnny Rotten says in The Filth and the Fury. But I'm going to Studio 54. I don't have money to buy clothes, but I know how to pin a pair of old shitty jeans together and throw on a pair of platform shoes, grab a feather boa, and dance all night next to Bianca and Mick and Debbie. And just live with all the beautiful people in this spirit of love and freedom to be yourself. I'm dressed out of the garbage, standing next to Bianca Jagger, dancing with Holston. That's beautiful. That's the spirit of rock and roll. That's the spirit of love. Whether I'm dancing to Sylvester's You Make Me Feel Mighty Real, or I'm rocking it out downtown to Patti Smith, looking like Patti looked. And everyone comes together on the street. David Johansen, Johnny Thunders. No one thinks they're better than anyone. No one's covetous of anyone's style. People are very covetous of other people's style. They look at a picture on an Instagram, they look at a picture on a computer, and they want to be that. That's coveting their style. There's no spirit in that. That's like wearing a costume. Maybe you'll feel it, maybe you won't. I don't want to judge. What happened? In my opinion, no one's doing it. Everyone's looking at a picture of it and trying to be what they're not. And it lasts like 15 minutes, maybe a half hour, maybe a season. You never tasted it, you never felt it, like Jimmy Webb, like Debbie Harry, like Iggy Pop, like the Ramones. You never were it. You just threw something on, looked at a picture of it, dressed up like it, and thought you were it. It's not it. It's not it. I have a smelly punk rock boy that works in shoes. He's out on tour right now. That boy's got the best t-shirts, the best pants, the most awesome style. That's truth. That's real. What will he be 5 years from now? I don't know. But I saw truth and I saw style.